Hey, welcome to the page, my friends. I'm Max Schmarzo. I train professional athletes, and I'm a sports scientist, I guess that's what you can call it. But I'm about making science a little bit more understandable and applicable for you. So today we're going to talk about nutrient timing. And there's two important distinctions before we talk about nutrient timing and why it even matters. First and foremost is what kind of person you are. I work with athletes. And as an athlete, you have a very different life than a normal person. Mainly that as a normal person, you typically have one workout, 24 hours goes by, and then you might have your next workout. So nutrient timing for you matters to an extent. It's basically like as long as you don't eat something that makes you poop during a workout, and as long as you eat something that gives you energy during the workout, as long as you eat and meet your total nutrient needs, you're probably gonna be just fine. Like if you're trying to gain weight, making sure you get enough protein, the caloric surplus, all that fun stuff. Because the cycle is 24 hours, so you have all this time to consume stuff and all this time to consume stuff. As an athlete or someone who works out multiple times a day, it's a little bit different. And here's what I mean by that. The cycle you work on is not 24 hours. I'll just walk you through a day with one of my athletes. They might work out at 9 a.m. and then maybe at 12, and maybe later in the day at 3 or 1 or 7, whatever it might be. They might have a pickup game or conditioning, whatever. So they can work out up to 3 times in a day. And this is where nutrient timing becomes really important because our windows of consumption become much smaller. So what do we think about here? Well, what do I eat as my pre-workout? What do I eat to recover? What do I need to eat to get ready? Then recover and get ready. And we're going to talk about this here in a second and why this becomes a little tricky because certain times getting your nutrient needs is a little counterproductive to this schedule. And what I mean by that is, so let's get rid of this so you guys see the example. We're going to focus on said athlete. As an athlete, what happens because you're working out so much, well, your windows to consume food go down, and then the need for nutrients go up. So like, look, you have less time to eat, and you need more things to eat. Oh, this seems like, well, that's kind of a interesting situation. Now, as an athlete, there are a couple things you want to consider. One, what are your total needs? And then 2, how you can distribute those throughout the day. For example, you might need in a day, let's just pick a number. I don't know, let's say 200 grams of carbohydrates, just for simple math. Okay. Well, does that mean I want to eat all 200 grams of carbs immediately upon waking? Well, maybe not, because that's a massive meal. If I'm depending on where I work out, it might be pretty large. But also, I would then not have my luxury of eating any more carbs throughout the day because I met my total needs at the beginning of the day. So maybe I eat a whole bunch of carbs here, my total need, and then throughout the day, I just eat protein. Does that work? Well, this is really important to understand because I'm kind of working around the answer here a little bit. And that is there's more to consider than just carbs because we talk about as an athlete and nutrient timing, protein, carbs, and fats. So people think about when I think about nutrient needs, but we also consider as an athlete if you're trying to distribute your nutrients around your workouts. Here's my person doing a big lift here. Is we need to consider what the nutrients do to us and where they come from. For example, if I eat a big salad right before I work out, well, that sounds good, Max, right? I can have my bread, some protein, some chicken in it, but what's wrong with a salad maybe just an hour, a half hour, 20 minutes before you work out? Well, it's high in, I hope I spell this right, is it foliage? I do not hold my spelling to me. Whatever, it has leafy greens in it, right? It might have high in insoluble fiber. Oh boy, will I make it that far? I think I will. Cool. And this lowers the gastric emptying rate. And it can sit in your belly during this workout. If you have a whole big salad, you might feel bloated, you might feel gassy, you might not feel good during your workout. Oh, versus maybe you want to make sure that you have minutes before, an hour before, you have enough carbs and easily digestible protein. And maybe the heavy fats and the foliage can come after the workout, right? Maybe the fats, for example, that you might eat with a protein, for example, a steak, isn't best served 30 minutes before a workout. Maybe something more digestible and easily absorbed by the body. So when it comes to nutrient timing, it's not just about the needs of the actual nutrients themselves, but it's also about the timing of what the heck you're eating during your workout. And so there's really important areas to consider. I mentioned one of them. That is the fiber content. Another one is the fat content. Another one is the bolus size of the total size of the food. You can think about any fancy words here. Like, is it a massive serving size? How long is it going to take to clear my system? If I eat one giant meal, is it going to sit in my stomach all day long before my workout? Am I better served having my food from liquid, versus solid, and then what is in the liquid and what's in the solid, and then how that makes me feel, because how you feel really matters, by the way. I had someone who I knew, this person loved to eat tons of food before they lifted. Why? I have no idea. Not a stinking clue. They said they loved it, and they made them feel great, strong, and powerful. Who am I to deny your feelings and what makes you feel like you're going to have a great workout? But the idea is this: there are some commonalities, right? Maybe things you want to avoid before a workout is just like maybe within an hour, like massive sized meals. So like a smaller snack can be more digestible. Maybe avoiding something really high in fat. I was going to add an E to it. I don't know why. Fat. Maybe avoiding something really high in insoluble fibers. Cool. And maybe we do like to have, like maybe that's like oh man, let's avoid those. But maybe we do like to have some simple carbs. Maybe we do like to have some, hydration should be part of this, by the way. A small digestible protein. Wow, if I can make it there. And then stuff that has been tested for you, like you like it. Yay, stuff that makes me happy feeling, and you're okay eating it. So there's like a little bit of science involved and a little bit of anecdotal, hey, this actually works really well with me. And there are a couple of windows to consume food, right? So we can't just think about this as like everything's 30 minutes before a workout. An easy way to think about it is like 4 hours. This is based on no scientific method. 4 hours, and then like 1 to 2 hours, and then we call it minutes before. So anything under that, less than 60 minutes before. And so I like to think about, as I get closer to it, right, the more simple my carbs become, the more stomach friendly it becomes, and the more concern I have about it giving me immediate energy and no stomach issues. And obviously the inverse is true. If I eat further away from that time period, well, I have less concern with those specifics because I don't need it. And also then this same window kind of applies to immediately after the workout. We want to initiate our resynthesis and restoration of carbohydrates because that's our primary fuel source as someone who's working out constantly. We begin that right away. And then depending on the window you have between your workouts, you might consider your timing that you can provide here. Maybe you have an hour, maybe you have 4 hours, maybe you have no hours. Well, probably don't have no hours. You probably have 1 to 4, maybe to 6 hours, and then you can decide what you want to consume. So I hope that helps because it's not horribly straightforward. There are concepts, there are methods, but at the end of the day, it's about you. Sometimes people, when they eat blueberries, it might be a simple fruit and easy to consume for some, and makes other people poop. I don't know why, it just does. And maybe some people can't have coffee right before because it irritates their stomach, and some people can. Maybe some people enjoy peanut butter and jelly, and some people don't. It just totally depends on the individual to an extent, but there are commonalities that people tend to agree with. There are common things that tend to agree with people that you should consider, and these basic windows are easy things to work from. So I appreciate you guys listening. If you enjoyed these at this point, you've stuck around this long, please feel free to like the video, give it a share, a thumbs up, or subscribe, or whatever the heck you do for these scientific videos to help me help you a little bit more. Appreciate you guys. Take care.